Alright, today I have a bit more of a speculative video for you guys. We're going to take a look at if Maersk, the huge, massive shipping company, could potentially be taken private. This is not something that, came to me out smoking cigar or something like this that I think about in day to day, but it was a question on Discord. The first instinct was to just think, there's no way, this company is too big. But as you will see when we get into it, there's actually a potential chance. Alright, so step number one that has gotten some attention lately here, apparently, is that the amount of outstanding shares of Maersk has been going down. So we see the trend here, quarterly shares outstanding. It has been decreasing as of late. No new issue, just buying back continuously. And we see the graph below on your screen, if you're looking at the screen. We see the year-on-year change, so a huge dip in the float just after the pandemic. They took good advantage of the stock price that was then, and then buyback has continued. My first thought was that, alright, this is a classic management strategy. They just want stock price to go up so that they can get bigger stock-based compensation, the performance compensation, that's very, very common. But as you will see, perhaps there's something more behind this. Before we get into that, I just want to show the amount of shares outstanding in millions. This is a huge company, alright? This is massive. So back here in 2019, just comparing the number, this is huge. This is in millions of shares. Oof. Yeah, they've bought down a lot of shares, to say the least. Each share, in this case, 13,280 Danish krona, as I'm recording this video. You can divide that by 10, as you do with Swedish krona, roughly. The Danish krona is roughly 50% more valuable. So, of course, divided by 10 plus 50% roughly, and you get American dollars. So, huge market cap. Danish krona, right here, is the numbers in. But market cap, 201 billion Danish krona. The total cost to buy out the entire company. We have to include debt as well, because the enterprise value, debt plus equity, is 270 billion. So this is the equity plus the debt minus cash on hand. That's enterprise value. And this is there basically to show what it would cost to buy the entire business outright. 270 billion Danish krona. Yep, you can... a billion, you can put it, if you put it in dollar bills, you can put it around the world many times. It will take you 60 years to pick up $1 billion. If you pick up $1 bill each second, something like this. Massive market cap. So when you look at the size of this company, you might be thinking, how can anybody take this company private? There's no way. That was my initial thought as well. But final part of the research, looking at shareholders with more than 5% of share capital, directly from the investor relation part of Maersk here, in this case, we can see that AP Møller Holding AS, family company in this case, controls 41% of share capital, 51% of the vote, and then some other foundations with very similar names in this case also control substantial part of the company. So there's already huge ownership within the family, the Maersk family in this case. And we see the share count going down. If the company continues to buy back shares, basically destroy shares, each remaining share becomes more valuable. And if they're just buying from retail traders, institutions, and the family continues to hold their shares, the ownership is just gonna grow, and grow. They're gonna own a larger stake. Already with these numbers, there's potential for a leveraged buyout. If they get some company in on it, get some financing going, could already do it. But the more buybacks they do and the larger this ownership actually becomes, well, if there's interest to do it, they could do it, basically. That's my conclusion from all of this. Of course, we could see in a few months that they just issue a bunch of new shares to raise capital and build 10 new ships or something like this. You never know. But with the current trend that we saw in the beginning of this video of buybacks, and more buybacks, well, this amounts to a real probability of the company actually being taken private, man. That's nuts if that happens. Very good comment in the Discord. That's been it for this video. And as always, hope you guys make a ton of money, whatever investments you decide to make. Take care now. Bye bye.